This episode of Norm Nathan's Vault of Silliness debuts on October 29th, 2025, which is the 29th anniversary of Norm's passing, which was on October 29th, 1996. In keeping with that theme, how about a dumb birthday game from October 29th, 1994? I don't plan these things. Sometimes the universe works in mysterious ways. Keep sending those signs, big guy. I've got 3 recent examples to share on Patreon soon. There was a wild one that you cannot explain as coincidence. And truthfully, most of these you can't anyway. So, if you're interested in reading about them and other posts I've made, let your fingers do the walking over to Patreon. Check them out, and I'll thank you here in advance. Thank you. The title of this episode will be 2 Bdays, a Brinkley, and a McKinley. I used the B29 Superfortress as a thumbnail because of all the 29 references I mentioned earlier. And because, of course, Norm is always the bomb. So the players. John and, I don't know, Betty from Amsterdam, New York, who will from here on in be known as Greenie. Addie and Everett. Betty from Fishkill, New York. Brian McKinley producing and playing in studio. And Jack Harte from Traffic. The birthdays. Richard Dreyfuss, Kate Jackson, Winona Ryder, Melba Moore, and Bill Mauldin. And we get 3 events. In what year did Gimbal's department store sell the first ballpoint pen for the princely sum of $12.95? What was the year that Black Tuesday, the stock market crash that began the Great Depression, occur in? And in what year did the Huntley-Brinkley report debut on the television? Episode 259, 2 Bdays, a Brinkley, and a McKinley, broadcasts its way to your ears in 3, 2, and 1.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're all set to go, eh? You two?
I'm ready.
Okay, we have Betty. We have 2 Bettys in New York. Now, this is which Betty?
This is Betty from Amsterdam.
Okay, this is the Betty from Amsterdam, New York. And we have Addie from Everett.
Good morning, Norman.
Good morning. It's nice to hear your voice again. Addie from Everett.
Well, it's always a pleasure to hear yours, Norm.
Oh, thank you. We have another Betty also from New York. Now, where are you in New York, Betty?
I'm from Fishkill. It's in the Hudson Valley.
Oh, Fishkill. Oh, yeah. That's the way you pronounce it, Fishkill?
Yes. That's exactly the way it's spelled. It's a Dutch name.
Okay, Fishkill. It's in the, where is it?
In Hudson Valley.
Are you anywhere near Amsterdam at all, or no?
I don't think that we're that close. What do you think, Betty?
No, we're not. You're way
further
down past
upstate.
Albany. I'm up toward Utica's about 60 miles from us.
No, I'm not even near Albany.
Mm.
No, it's in Dutchess County.
Oh, you're way down.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's I hope we won't get too confused over the fact that we have 2
How are you
Bettys.
going to manage this?
Well, if you want, you can call me Greenie.
Greenie.
Yeah, that's my last name, Green.
Okay, we'll call you Greenie then.
Okay.
Okay. And we have Brian, who's with us, of course, our producer, big-time producer.
I was going to say what a small world, but I guess not, since they're like millions of miles apart, so it seems.
And New York State is a lot bigger than Massachusetts in area. But perhaps we can get them together, and they'll be friends for the rest of their lives and just liking each other a lot.
The Betty twins.
That'd be just so darn swell. We also have, of course, Jack Harte.
Hi.
I haven't had a chance to talk to you all. I don't know whether I haven't had a chance, but I haven't talked to you the entire night.
I know. I feel snubbed.
Oh, gee. Okay, well, we'll talk a lot now, okay?
Okay, what would you like to talk about? Anything in particular?
Let's see, what are we talking about? I want to talk about something like traffic.
Sure, we can talk about traffic, we can talk about the weather, we can talk about news, we can talk about anything you like to talk about.
Oh, there you go. You can talk fast.
Yeah, maybe we won't talk. Maybe we won't talk at all. Okay, today's the birthday of Richard Dreyfuss, the actor from Brooklyn, New York, won an Oscar in 1977 for Best Actor in The Goodbye Girl. Neil Simon's play and movie. Marsha Mason was in the movie and the play. He was seen as in Nuts as Barbra Streisand's attorney. Anybody ever see that movie?
Yes, I did. I thought from the trailers and things that it was going to be a wacky, zany, riotous laugh fest. But it turned out to be kind of a dark movie.
Yeah, was it fun? Did you not fun, but did you enjoy it? Was it a good movie?
It was kind of riveting. You know, it's the kind of movie when you finished watching it. If you're watching it with some friends or something, you kind of sit there for a minute, just not saying anything. It was just kind of shocking.
Did you happen to, speaking of movies, did you happen to see Pulp? What's the whole name?
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Did anybody see that?
Not yet, not me.
Yeah, I saw it and I fell asleep in the middle of it. Now that's gotten some great reviews, and I thought this is got to be a crazy movie. They had some good acting in it. I thought the acting was fine, but I couldn't understand. A lot of people called it a comedy, and it didn't seem. It seemed very violent to me, and not terribly funny. And I feel so bad about
So you fell asleep halfway through it? Halfway through it or at the beginning?
About halfway or 2/3 the way through it.
So what did you think up until then? It wasn't all it was cracked up?
No, it wasn't. I didn't find it real. I thought the acting was quite good.
Well, from what I understand, however, it does have a little known, but probably one of my favorite Chuck Berry songs in it.
Now, which one is that?
You Never Can Tell. Apparently a scene where John Travolta and Uma Thurman are dancing.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice scene. I mean, the individual scenes were kind of fun, but I couldn't put the whole movie together to make any kind of sense. Let's see, who was it? John Travolta and another big name. I saw the movie, and I'm asking you who was in it. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Pulp Fiction was...
Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman. Is it Samuel Jackson? Was that his partner in there?
No, there was another guy.
Another guy.
Yeah, strong character.
Strong character. Pulp Fiction. I don't know. I haven't seen it recently. Well, it was Samuel Jackson who played his partner.
Yeah, but there was somebody.
There was someone else bigger than that.
Somebody better than. I'm looking it up right now.
He's looking it up right now.
See, before we go on the air, the lovely Marilyn Gorelick prepares a sheet which lists all the things that she thinks I may want to know. And I'm looking through that sheet right
it wasn't.
there.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis,
yeah.
of course, Bruce Willis. Yeah.
She just tapped me in the shoulder. The lovely
Marilyn Gorelick told it to you. Yeah, Bruce Willis, and he was fine. He was a boxer. And I don't know. Anyway, I did fall asleep. I went to the 10:10 movie. It started 10 after 10 at night.
There you go then.
And I went alone. The first time I've ever been to a movie alone, I think since, I can't remember the last time. I hate to go to movies alone.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a movie.
Yeah, never alone. And I suddenly woke up. All the lights were on in the theater. There was nobody there.
The usher shining the flashlight in your face.
No, he's
Mr.
doing
Nathan,
nothing. They didn't even wake me up. I don't know how long I'd been asleep.
And you had a blanket over you.
Popcorn on his lap.
Yeah, and they were singing a lullaby to me. No, there was nobody there, including the usher. And as I went out the door, the usher, looking very bedraggled, said, "Is there anybody else still in there?" He was the only person I saw in the entire theater.
They're waiting for you.
And I said, "No, I know." I was ashamed to tell him I'd fallen asleep. And how long has the movie been over? He allowed me to say 3 days ago, as a matter of fact. But I felt rested on the way home. I really felt pretty good.
Well, you see, you got your money's worth then.
but anyway, that's what I thought of Pulp Fiction. Anyway, we're getting back to Richard Dreyfuss. We mentioned the fact that he was in Goodbye Girl, which he won an Oscar for. That's 1977. So remember that if you're figuring his age. Nuts, as a movie that Jack liked, gave it 1 thumbs up. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Always, Lost in Yonkers, Stakeout, and Another Stakeout. Okay,
Graffiti as well.
What's that?
American Graffiti.
Let's not forget.
American Graffiti, that's right.
He was in Jaws.
Jaws also.
Forget
Yes, he was in Jaws.
Moon Over Parador.
Moon Over Parador.
And the movie I liked was...
That's right, he played a look-alike dictator.
Yeah.
And What About Bob? Was a good movie.
What About Bob? Yes. He was also in The Romance of Shellac, with an industrial film he had done for as it was a hardware convention, as a matter of fact, held in Dreyfuss, Illinois, in his honor.
He was there.
He was there. Okay, John, what do you think? Richard Dreyfuss, how old do you think? 52. John says, never mind the bad jokes, just let's get on with this thing.
Why not?
Okay, Greenie, what do you think?
I'll say 56.
Okay, 56. And Addie?
Well, I'm going to speed right along and say 55.
55. Okay. And Betty up there in Fishkill, New York?
I'll say 54.
54. And what do you think, Brian?
Well, the first thing that popped into my little pea brain was 57, so I think he's a little older. It's 57.
57. Okay. And Jack?
47.
47 is correct.
Oh.
Everybody,
Wow.
you sound like you really knew that.
No, but I knew he wasn't in his 50s because he played a teenager in 72.
Ah, there you go. I just seen him on Entertainment Tonight. He was all gray and losing his hair and kind of heavy, and I'm thinking, geez,
Yeah,
he's got to be at least 55.
He looks older than he is. That's true. But he is 47 years old. I checked it with, as you know, I check it with 17 sources. And then I called Brooklyn, New York for the local clerk who keeps birth records.
You must have checked it with Jack, because he's got it.
Well, Jack obviously did the same checking I did.
Yes, I did.
Okay, Kay Jackson from Birmingham, Alabama, appeared as Sabrina on ABC's Charlie's Angels, and with Bruce Boxleitner in Scarecrow and Mrs. King, also TV's short-lived Baby Boom. She once considered a career as a professional tennis player. She appeared in the TV horror films Killer Bees, Death Cruise, and Satan's School for Girls. Isn't that a terrible lineup? Doesn't that sound like a horror thing? I guess that's the point of it. They were horror things. Those were all done in the 70s, if that'll help you track down her age. She had a modified mastectomy. I didn't realize that. In 1989, it says she's cured of her breast cancer. I hope that's so. That's encouraging. Kay Jack's a very attractive lady. Writes me love letters all the time, in a way, yeah. It's really pitiful.
She was also in The Rookies.
Kay.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that's because that goes back a little further than...
whose wife? Whose wife?
Danko's wife.
Danko's wife.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, we'll start with you then, big guy. Kay Jackson, how old do you think?
Danko's wife, let me see. That show had to be on in the early 70s, so that's 20 years ago.
And those other horror films were in the 70s. Those are all TV shows.
Yeah, and she played a college student in that, which one of the movies there that you mentioned?
Satan's School for Girls.
Satan's School for Girls, yeah. I learned how to walk with a book on your head and make nasty faces and noises.
And was stabbed to death by a person who took a 3-foot ruler, a yardstick, actually,
by a very fancy fountain pen.
Yeah. I think it was a fountain pen. Now that I think you're right.
With a big feather on it. 48.
48. Your diction is excellent.
That's what I've heard.
48. Brian, what do you say?
45.
And Betty?
46.
46. Addie?
43.
43. Okay, and Greenie, that Betty from Amsterdam?
I'll go along with 48.
Okay, and John?
49.
49. Okay, Betty from Fishkill said it. 46 is the correct age, yeah. How about Winona Ryder? Did you know she was born Winona Horowitz in Winona, Minnesota?
Is that
Was she named after the town in Minnesota, or was the town named after her? Or maybe neither.
Maybe neither.
Because apparently her real first name is Winona.
Winona,
when day is done, you'll hear my call. Winona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread... Anyway, her films include Bram Stoker's Dracula as Minna. She was in Beetlejuice, Mermaids, Edward Scissorhands, and Age of Innocence. Winona Ryder. Okay, well, let's start with you, Addie. How old do you think Winona Ryder is?
36. Keep her young.
What's that, please?
We'll keep her young.
Okay. And John, what do you think?
I have no idea who she is, but I'll say 34.
34. Okay. Brian, what do you say?
She's a youngin'. She's 24.
24. Okay. And Greenie?
I'll say 29.
29. And what do you say, Jack?
I'll go with 24.
24 also. And Betty?
Oh, I think 25.
Okay.
Maybe she took the rider from the trucks.
Well, she may have taken the last name from the trucks, but I wondered. Never mind. Anyway, Melba Moore. You know Melba Moore?
Yeah, she's peachy.
She co-hosted a musical variety show with her husband, Clifton Davis,
Melba Moore.
in 1972. It was a 5-week summer replacement for the Carol Burnett show. She's an actress and a singer. I remember her more as a singer than as an actress.
Wasn't she just recently? Oh, she might have. Well, might not be true, but it was in the Inquirer. So if I read it there, it has to be true.
Mm-hmm.
That she's broke now or something. She's down and out, and
She was at one point, from what I understand.
Was that recently, or was that just
a few years ago?
And it was in the Inquirer. So, like I said, you don't know how much is.
That apparently was true. She was down in her luck.
Yeah, actually, the Inquirer is much more accurate than it really is. No, it really is. I mean, I know it's got a reputation as some of those others I wouldn't trust.
Yeah, the other ones like the Weekly World News were.
Weekly World News, you'd be surprised at some of the stories that are true in there.
Yeah.
I read that. I get that in the Sun every week.
Well, the Sun is Rupert Murdoch newspaper, and the Inquirer actually apparently is fairly accurate most of the time. Much of the time, they're very sensational. But
well, the Weekly World News is actually from the National Enquirer. It's when they went to the color, they had all the black and white presses, and they said, "What are we going to do with them?" They came up with the Weekly World News.
Is that right? They're owned by the same people?
Yep.
Son of a gun. Mm-hmm. Son of a gun. Okay, Melba Moore. Let's see. We'll start with Betty up in Fishkill, New York. How old do you think Melba Moore is?
I saw her a long time ago on stage with Al Green. I think she's about 50. 51.
51. Okay. And Greenie, what do you think?
I'll go along with it. 51.
51. Okay. Brian?
I think she's 49.
Okay. And John?
I would say 52.
And Jack?
55.
And what do you think, Addie?
53.
Okay, 49 is correct.
Oh, baby.
Oh, so Brian and Jack, two members of our very own staff. And if this doesn't look kind of fishy, and it's not really, it's all legitimate. But Brian and Jack both have 2 apiece, and one by Betty. And the rest of you just ready to break out. Bill Mauldin, remember Bill Mauldin, Mauldin?
No.
Created GIs, Willie and Joe, and...
Buddy.
Yeah, he was a World War II cartoonist.
Correspondent.
Yeah, that's right.
Created the cartoon strip or the actual figure?
He created the Willie and Joe, and he did them, I think, for Stars and Stripes, I think the Army newspaper back in World War II.
Correct.
Okay, why don't you go ahead first then, Big John? How old do you think Bill Mauldin is?
Oh, Jesus. He's got to be 74.
74, okay. And the Greenie?
I'll go with 78.
Addie?
Get ready, Jack. 76.
Oh, that's the spirit. Thank you.
Yeah. You don't seem to have the heart for it today, Jack. You've kind of just gone through the motions.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
Betty, what do you think?
I'll say 77.
Brian?
I have no idea who he is, so I'll say 75.
I guess he wouldn't be known by younger people today because he hasn't. His characters haven't been around for a while. Jack.
Then what's he doing now? 81.
81. Okay, he was obviously retired. According to all your ages, he was probably on Social Security and whatever pension plan he got. He's 73.
Wow.
So I think John,
Close.
John came the closest to that. John has broken out into the scoring column.
Hello there.
They did a movie of those two characters also.
They were very popular at one
Yeah.
point. Yeah, yes.
And every so often it shows up on a Sunday afternoon. On
Yeah,
TV.
another character that was popular around that time was the Sad Sack. You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember who did the Sad Sack. That wasn't Bill Mauldin who did that one, I don't think.
There was an army patch that was put out by the Sad Sack, too, that I had in my possession at one time.
Yeah?
It was very popular in the retired army people.
Yeah, and it was also a general comic strip that was in the major newspapers for quite some time. Okay, how about some events?
Sure.
Okay, I'll give you the event and you tell me what year it happened. Okay, like Gimbal's department stores sold the first ballpoint pen. I know that sounds kind of silly, but if you're very young, you don't remember the time we used to have inkwells and dipping, the pen points in there.
And little girls.
Yeah, I know.
Kate, sir, I broke my pen point. Can I have another pen point, please?
And I have to hear these stories, I know. And you used to walk to school with no shoes and, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, well, that was easy. The snow was about 12 feet above our heads, and we walked 19 miles each way. But everybody knows that.
Do you know that actually at one point in a teacher's contract, it was her responsibility to carve the nib on each student's pen to his or her own liking?
Is that right? I didn't know that either.
Ben Franklin did that.
Carved his own nib?
How did you do that?
With a penknife, I would guess.
Yeah, or a
Yeah,
nib,
but I mean,
a nib device.
A sharp
but
knife.
what was the nib made of?
A feather.
Feather?
Well, I think we'll start doing that when we give our pens away.
Yeah.
Get your own exclusive nib on.
Yeah, but the first ballpoint pen that was Gimbal's sold was sold for $12.95. That was expensive.
$12.95.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a whole new thing. And then mass production, and we all have pens, and now you can pick up the one I got, the Bic.
Yeah.
You pick up 10 of them for about 80 cents, or I don't know, maybe less, or whatever.
Anyway, at one point it was a baseball point. It was that big.
God.
Before that, it says inkwells caused problems for teachers all over the country. And you remember you used to make what do they call those things where you'd write with the ink and it would blotter. Why can't I think of the word blotter? Yeah, you'd make blotters too.
Mm-hmm.
With little they'd be a little figurines you would attach to the blotter and all that kind of stuff.
I remember the teacher mixing the ink up with the powder.
Oh boy, you are an old son of a gun. Wow, are you old?
I remember ink before it was wet.
I remember ink before it was wet.
I can remember getting my hair dipped in the inkwell.
Did they do that? Did you have pigtails and they dunked them?
Long hair.
Long hair, and they dunked it in the inkwell. Yeah.
Oh.
That's right, because there'd be the girl sitting in front of you, and the inkwell was right behind you, or on your desk. Yeah.
That was a sign that the boy liked you.
That's right. Did you ever wash it out of your hair, Betty?
Try to get India ink out.
See, is it
That's what
still
they used
there?
to use back there.
Oh,
No,
so
it's
it's-
not there now. But
When I was in grammar school, we still had the ink well itself in the desk.
yeah, that's what we had.
But of course, we didn't have the ink.
Yeah, actually, I did too. Going to grammar school, we had the little
the
holes in the desk.
hole
We didn't-
was,
yeah.
hole was
That's
still
how
there.
old the
It was a
desk
great place for throwing like
Oh, we
straw
had
wrappers.
the ink, thank you.
You didn't get to use a pen with the ink until you were in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Did you have penmanship too? Remember the ups and downs and the
yeah.
circles? Do you think if nobody had ever had penmanship, that the writing quality of the entire world would be the slightest bit different? Do you think our writing actually got improved because we took penmanship? And usually was taught by some teacher you hated, and it was the most boring class.
I think it had a psychological effect on students and gave them and created great angst and strife in this world.
I think so, and I think anybody who ever taught penmanship ought to be beaten within an inch of their lives.
Well, there was a man recently in Charlestown back in like 1922 or something. He had received an award from the Palmer Company, the Palmer Method Company, for his excellent penmanship. Then they discovered that he was left-handed and took it away, and only recently did they try to give it back, give him, give him this award, but he refused it.
So why did they take it away? Because he was left-handed.
Jeez, what a coincidence.
Because you couldn't be left-handed back then.
I'm from Charlestown, and I'm left-handed.
Wow.
Oh, you know what would happen with you then? You would smear your fist with it.
Smear your ink, your paper
Growing up,
at the wrong angle.
I'm kind of a youngin' now, but growing up in grammar school, I was writing with my left hand. They try to take it away and try to teach me how to write with my right hand for some reason. I don't know. I guess that was like a big deal growing up. Oh my God, you're left-handed. You can't be left-handed. You have to be right-handed.
Well, the word left actually relates to a word in some foreign language meaning evil. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's correct.
Well, we'll end up in your funkin' wagon.
Yeah. Let's okay. Now we'll figure out the year for whatever it is we're talking about. The ballpoint pen sold at Gimbal's, apparently one of the first places to sell a ballpoint pen. For $12.95, can you imagine that? You can get quite a good pen today for that. Anyway, let's see. We haven't started with you, Brian. What do you think?
Jeez. It would be me. I have no idea. I'd say 1925. I don't know.
1925, you would say, eh?
Did they have Nintendo back then? Because that's all I know. I know what year they made Nintendo.
No, that was the year the wheel was invented, actually. Before that, we used to just drag stuff along the ground.
Did you still have dinosaurs back in those days?
No, they didn't come along for a couple of years. John, what year do you think the ballpoint pen?
1919.
1919. Okay. Addie.
1946.
1946. And Jack?
1938.
1938. And Betty?
I'd say 1938 also.
Also. What do you think, Greenie?
1947.
1947. Okay. Betty and Addie were the closest. It was 1945.
I was debating between 45 and 46.
Okay, so Addie actually said 46, so you're the closest.
Yeah.
You're there up there on the scoreboard too, which means anybody can win. This was also a big day on the stock market. On October 29th, the New York stock market collapsed, wiping out thousands of investors, leading to the Great Depression. It was known as Black Tuesday. Evangeline Adams predicted many things, including Lindbergh's flight and how long it would take, and she predicted the crash, but she didn't believe it herself and lost I don't know what the point of this is, and lost $100,000. But that was Black Tuesday. Happened on obviously happened on a Tuesday, since that's why they called it Black Tuesday. And it began the Great Depression, and panic set in. Let's see. I remember being so unhappy about this, I threw myself on the floor and missed. It was just one of those kind of days where nothing seemed to go right.
You hit the ceiling.
No, I didn't do that, John. No, it didn't happen that way at all, Judge. You're too young to have been there.
If anybody misses this one, they're crazy.
I know it. This is okay. We'll start with you, John.
29.
1929. Betty, Greenie?
What, the crash?
Yeah, Black Tuesday, the beginning of the Great Depression and the stock market. 1929. Addie?
29.
29. Betty?
29.
Brian?
Oh, well, gee, what am I going to say? Would it be 1929, perhaps?
What do you think, Jack? Are you going to go along with this wild stab of Brian's?
53?
79.
29.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that means we have winners all the way through.
That was a trick question.
Yeah, it was a trick question. That's right. Okay, let's see. So we have John. John now has 2 correct answers. However, Jack and Brian have 3. Betty has 2 also. And one apiece by Greenie and Addie. And here's the very last one now. We'll see who was it. I know you want this game to go on forever and ever.
I should have 2 Norman. I got the pen.
Oh, I'm sorry, you do have 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you do have 2.
Get on them.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
You want to bring me to tears here?
I really do, because you look so sensuous when you're crying.
It isn't often I even get 1.
No, that's right. You did get 2. That's true. Okay, the Huntley-Brinkley report began. Let me tell you what it replaced. The Camel news caravan. You remember the early days of television?
Oh, yeah.
At 7:45, 7:45, they used to have this 50-minute newscast with John Cameron Swayze. And he'd talk kind of staccato like, John Cameron Swayze hopscotching the news for headlines. You know, at the end, he'd do a whole bunch of headline stories like that on NBC TV. Anyway, they replaced Swayze, and of course, they went a half hour. I don't think they ever were on longer than a half hour. He was only 15 minutes. The show ran for almost 14 years. So if you know when the Huntley-Brinkley report ended, just count back 14 years to when it began. And that's how jazz came up to Mississippi, to Chicago. Let's start with you, Jack. What do you think? What year was that?
1956.
1956. And Brian?
Well, for the sake of, I don't know, I'll go along with Jack and say 1956.
Okay, Betty?
1952.
1952. You remember that year because it's the year you and I went to the senior prom together.
I remember. Remember what color dress I wore?
Yes, I do. It was a wild yellow.
If I wore a yellow, it would be wild.
With purplish stripes and a maroon belt.
That was it.
Yeah, and you looked kind of silly.
With my silver slippers.
Was that the dress with the crepe paper roses on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how did you get to the prom in those old days, anyway?
How do we get to the prom?
How did you get to the prom in the olden days?
Well, like everybody did. Yeah, horse and buggy. We hired a big carriage, and the 3 couples chipped in.
And being as the wheel hadn't been invented, they had to drag the carriage.
That's right, yeah. The horses had a tough time with that, dragging that thing along.
My date took me on a travois.
On a what?
Travois.
Did your parents know about that?
Yeah.
Is it, you know those things that the Indians dragged behind the horses?
Oh, that's called a travois.
Yeah.
That was called a drag.
No. He wasn't gay.
Oh,
wow.
Dynamite.
He wore the dress.
Are we going to be serious, or are we going to joke through this and then show up badly on the statewide tests? Addie, anyway, the Huntley-Brinkley report, what year do you think that began?
57.
1957. Okay. And let's see. Greenie?
I'll say 1956.
1956. And Big John?
I would say 1954.
1954. 1956 is correct. It was that was the year. It ran till 1969 is the way I figure. I don't know, 1970.
I remember it.
1970, yeah, because it ran 14 years. You remember it?
Yeah, I remember. And then somebody used to do an imitation of David Brinkley working in a Howard Johnson's with the 28 flavors. We've got chocolate, we've got vanilla, and we've got strawberry.
That's right. In fact, I remember going to Washington, D.C. He worked out of Washington, and Chet Huntley worked out of New York. And in Washington, you turn on the radio down there, and every newscaster sounded like Brinkley. They all talk that way.
In the news today,
Well, he still talks the same way, and he seems as though he's imitating himself.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it very badly. But you watch him on the Sunday morning show, and it's not that he's imitating somebody. Well, he's imitating himself. It doesn't sound like anybody would naturally talk that way. It's funny, we've seen him, well, at least I have, seen him age from a young boy.
Correct.
Back in 1956 when it all began, to now he's a kind of a doddering, white-haired guy, except he's still pretty hip, you know, he just looks old, but he talks young. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what any of that means. Okay, let's tally up the score just to see who's won. And I believe it's Jack and Brian. Let me see. Brian has 4 and Jack has 4.
No prizes.
No prizes again. Boy.
You don't get those pens with the little nick, what is it, nib in them.
Yeah,
Well, that's why I had to go with Jack, in case, you know, he's pretty good with guessing. So I said, well, if he guesses correctly, he'll win.
Well, sometimes I don't think it's really a guess. He actually figures these things out.
I have no clue.
I saw somewhere recently that what's his name? That Chet Huntley died, I think, in 1972. So I figured he was probably still alive when the Huntley-Brinkley report was on the air, and, you know, subtract 14.
Good guess.
Jack gets the facts
You bet.
over the newsletter.
Just
You know,
that,
hello.
Jack.
So Jack and Brian both have 4 correct answers, and everybody else has 2. Wow. So everybody else did well. It's John.
4 correct.
Congratulations
Wow.
to everyone.
4 people. Yeah, I got 2 correct ones.
Yeah, I feel honored to have been in the company of such brilliant men.
I know we ought to do.
That's right. I just ride on the coattails of Jack. Whatever he says, I'll go, yeah, ditto for me.
What we ought to do is challenge.
What he said.
You know, we have softball teams and stuff. We challenge other radio stations who are part of the league. Maybe we could do this with the Dumb Birthday game. We could challenge other stations, huh?
The trivia team, sure.
Yeah. We'll challenge WRKO and their silly team. You know, see if they can and beat them. We'll come
We beat them.
Yeah, we'd
we beat them, yeah. Bring in HDH.
We'd crush it.
Yeah, we'll kill them, yeah. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for playing the game. John, thank you very much. Good to talk with you. God bless you. Take care. And Greenie, or as we know, Betty from Amsterdam, New York.
Yes. It's been nice being on the game, and it's always nice talking with you, Nora.
It's always nice talking to you.
And I was glad to meet you, too, Betty from Fishkill.
It was nice to meet you, Betty, from Amsterdam.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet.
They can start a pen pal club.
They could do that, too. And thank you, Betty from Fishkill.
Thank you for allowing me to be on the game tonight. I really enjoyed it.
Now, is that fish gill or fish kill?
No, it's fish kill.
Oh.
Kill in the... You see, this is, where Roosevelt lived?
Sure.
Okay. It's that area. And there are a lot of Dutch names around here. And
Fish kill is a
kill
Dutch name?
refers to river.
Oh.
Kill is a river. And so it's the river of the fish, I guess.
That's what
Which is where fish should be, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
as
should be
opposed
in
to
the
the river
water.
of the birds, I guess.
Hey, thank you, Betty. Thank you for the explanation and all of that stuff. Now, just get out of here.
Okay.
Now, take care. Thank you.
Good night.
And Addie, always a pleasure.
Oh, definitely. Good night, Norm.
Wow.
She's nibbling on my earlobe. Can you take the nerve of some people? Okay. And Jack?
Yeah?
I guess we'll be looking for a report from you in about 15 minutes.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, take care.
All righty.
And thank you very much, Brian. You can go back to the control room.
Yeah, I can't
and
believe
produce the rest of this program.
Made a respectable showing up on the tote board.
Oh, you did. Yes, you did. You and Jack just, I'm just so proud of you.
Oozing brains tonight.
That sounds awful.
Thank you to everyone who listens, likes, and shares. I always hope you enjoy these as much as I love producing them. See y'all next week, closing the vault and leaving this world a little sillier than we found it for Talking About wacky, zany, riotous laugh fests. Norm falling asleep during Pulp Fiction, as if I recall, I drifted off a little bit too. He and I think, were the only 2 people who didn't really like that movie. waking up from a nap and feeling well rested. The romance of shellac, checking local birth records, Satan's School for Girls, Kate Jackson's love letters to Norm, the National Enquirer, Star Magazine, the Weekly World News, The Sun, G.I. Willie and G.I. Joe, the Army newspaper, Stars and Stripes, 76, That's the Spirit, the Sad Sack, carving your own nib, Bic pens, inkwells, blotters, feather pens, India ink, and Norm philosophizing about penmanship. The Palmer Company, throwing yourself on the floor in despair and missing. Sensuous tears, hopscotching the news, angst and strife. Jazz coming up the Mississippi. Wild yellow dresses with purple stripes, a maroon belt, silver slippers, and cray paper roses. Dragging the travois. Baskin-Robbins, imitating yourself, doddering white-haired hip guys. The Great Dumb Birthday Game Radio Challenge. Earlobe nibbling. Norm's executive assistant, the lovely Marilyn Gorelnik, and the following brilliant company men, the evil Charlestown left-hander, Brian McKinley, that fountain of information, Jack the Facts Harte, and the man who looks old but talks young, Norm Nathan. I'm Tony Nesbitt.
Winona, when day is done, you'll hear my call. Winona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread... Anyway,